Does not feel like the Kool-Aid man?
World.
Where did you come from?
Okay. I thought you were down with technical difficulties.
I
Right,
was.
we for a long time,
Okay.
even
Then
on his own
I
show.
mean,
So,
then you
I
snap
decided to
back
come in
into
like
your
the
group.
Kool-Aid man. I was like,
not the Kool Aid Man. So, oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. I was like, wait a minute, what did I click wrong this time?
so,
Okay.
yeah, sorry. Just busted
Um,
in.
huh?
I said busted in, like, I don't know.
Basically, I was like, really? Okay. Well, good Friday evening, folks. As you can see, we still getting our shit together on the back end. And we're joined by our fearless leader and founder. Good evening, sir. Now, what have been your technical difficulties this week that had you down?
We had several storms, outages, and I have dealing with circuit issues. So I'll
Wow.
be turn something on and this turns off. Turn this on and that's turns off. Yeah.
Fine.
Electrical problems. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm still dealing with them, but I'm getting a hold of like unplugging the culprits that are, sapping all the power. But yeah, I think the electrical issues are still there.
Oh gosh. Okay, that's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, well, it's good to see you back. Well, did you do your show Wednesday? I'm still catching up on the week. I just finished Tuesday's show.
Yeah. Yeah. We had a appendage show because
Alexa,
I didn't have enough time to
stop.
really get it going. But I did yeah, we talked about a video that I saw on TikTok about a guy whose whose jump off from 20 years ago.
Oh,
Their son is dating their daughter,
oh,
and he
really?
thinks that the jump off sons is his son, and they need a birth certificate,
What?
yeah. So he is
Oh,
currently telling his daughter that you cannot, continue to see your boyfriend because your boyfriend might be your brother.
okay, that's messy.
We're gonna get a test, but even then, you might not want to see him anymore because
Exactly. Wow.
yeah, because
What?
yeah, because his mom is my sneaky link.
Shame.
Wow, that is a
Shame.
lot.
I,
That is
you
a
It
know,
lot.
is, right?
that's some special shit there.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah.
that
It
is
was very
very
nasty.
special.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
it was like
Uh,
a 5-part series. Man,
damn. Okay.
talking
We
with the sneaky link with the daughter, with uh the husband. Yeah.
okay. So you have to direct us to that foolishness. We may have to.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I
All
put a
right.
link in the VIP room, and
Oh, there you are? Okay.
mhm.
All righty. Well, welcome to Drunk Uncles Talking Shit. Um, we're happy to see y'all. As you see, we were a little distracted when things got started because we're very delicate here with the tech. And I haven't even picked up the drink yet. Um, but
Oh.
things happen. Things happen. I mean, I'm gonna go
Oh.
get me a drink in a minute, but
Mm-hmm.
um, for this moment, I'm not really working anymore. Um, but let's see. Did you want to take a look at the comments, Vic, while I'm doing a couple
Yeah.
of things, pulling some stuff up here?
Okay. Happy Friday, my guys. Thank you, Mr. Calvin.
Thanks,
How are
Mr.
you?
Calvin. Good to see you, sir.
It's always good to see Mr. Calvin. Um,
As Sammy entered the building,
no, I'm
not
just
yet.
well, no. Sammy is here. He said Malcolm is free, but no, Mr. Calvin knows what I mean when I laugh like that. It's always good to see Mr. Calvin.
Okay.
But yeah, Sammy is here. Says Malcolm is free. Yes, Malcolm is free from the clutches of electrical issues.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I
Ah.
think on the plus side with all these storms, it kind of we were having a leak in our roof, And I think
Oh
the
gosh.
storms definitely stress test that. Like, yeah, it's fixed because
It's- okay. Well, that's
had
good.
2 weeks straight now, and
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, that's just too much.
yeah.
All right. All righty. Well, do we have any beverages thus far this evening?
All I have is water for the moment. I wasn't able to grab my drink before, so
I wasn't either. I'm feeling real raggedy and just ill prepared. You know, but it's just like
not not raggedy and ill prepared.
yeah, well, it's been a week. It's like, okay, so I love fam. Fam's a beautiful thing. Um, I I took my grandmother to lunch on Tuesday.
Okay.
Um, and she just kind of trauma bombed me for the last hour and a half we were together.
Oh,
And it was a lot. And I was just like, I need to go home and get in my bed and smoke a joint. It just
I
something.
did that. I did that earlier before we got
That's great.
I was just like, wow. I mean, and it's just like, and I know she's dealing with some stuff, so I get it. But I'm just like, sweetie, I just told you this is a lot, and you just
continued.
acknowledged that and kept on talking.
You know what
So,
I say to people like that is like, typically I invoice for therapist visits. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay,
I'll be
I
sending
think
you an
you
invoice.
look. There is nothing wrong with inboxing somebody for a therapy session. There is nothing wrong at all.
it's true. It's true. I was just like, wow. And then I told her, I was like, I love you. And she's apologetic, but I was like, I'm putting you on a timer next time. And she was like, what? I was like, you're going to get 5 minutes because you've said the same thing about 20 times. And
Mm.
Right.
I can't do nothing about this. And
Mm-mm.
you
Right.
keep telling me it's not my fault and you're not blaming me, but you still got my stomach hurting. So I'm just,
Right.
it was a lot. I just said, wow. Love her deeply. Love her deeply, love her dearly. But I was like, oh, you wearing me low, lady.
Right.
But yeah, But I actually came home Tuesday night and I fell the hell out. I think I slept for a good 2, 3 hours. Like when I went
Mm.
to sleep, the sun was up. When I woke up, the sun was down.
Oh.
Uh, and I said,
Look.
"Well, damn, where am I and what happened?" Oh, oh no, that was Tuesday. I was on Zoom with some folks, with my men's group, and apparently I passed out in the middle of that shit.
Oh.
Wow.
I mean, I was lying down because I was exhausted. I was sitting in a chair, and my body was like, "No, we're not sitting." I said, "Okay, fine," and I thought I was fine, but then at a certain point, like I was talking, next thing I know, I woke up like, "Oh gosh, should I hang up on him?" I don't know how long they've been gone. I just know I passed out. So
Mm.
it's been that kind of week. Mm, it's been a week, but and I don't know. But how was y'all's week?
My
Hmm.
week was okay.
Was it-
Um. it- well, no, actually, you know what? My week was it was good. My week was good. I was told to change my perspective, so
Oh,
I'm going to say that my week was good. It had some challenges,
okay,
but it was still good.
okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Hmm.
I don't think.
No, no, no.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, so was it just you were just negative about something, or something was working your nerves, and you just had to move on?
Oh
If you don't mind sharing.
no, it's just that okay. I am I'm trying to take care of this issue with my job because it's preventing me from working. And it just seems like the closer I get to it, or I think I'm getting somewhere, it's just like no. So I gotta do one last thing, and then once we get that done, then I go back to work. So
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I didn't realize you were off work, so that's
mm,
like news to me. Okay.
hmm
Oh wow. Now, Malcolm, are you joining us on the show? Or are you in the wings?
Yeah, I figured, you know what? I'll just join because I need to do some technical things for my sound and everything, and I figured it'd be a good time to jump in. And I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
because right now I'm building scenes, and I'm gonna have to incorporate a third window in there to get you
Okay.
in. And I'm just like, do I have to resize all these damn windows? Apparently. But I'm going to have this thing at the bottom if that actually works.
Oh, you know what you can do is you can add a dynamic scene, and it'll just put all the
Yeah,
windows, no matter.
Okay, so I think that's kind of that's actually what I'm in now. So I think we'll
Okay.
probably be okay. At least I hope.
Yeah, it'll be okay. It should
Okay.
automatically
Now what was
expand.
dang it. I can't remember. Okay. Well, why don't we just do we have any drinks this evening? What are we sipping on?
mm-mm.
Malcolm?
Well,
Uh,
I will say that I did partake of the devil's lettuce earlier, so maybe I'm a little buzzed right now.
I did
Actually,
that too. So yeah, I was like, well, I'm not about to sit here and mix the the
yeah.
weed with alcohol. No, we're not gonna do that. I mean, the devil's lettuce with alcohol. No, we're not gonna do that.
The, the
Unfortunately,
strain that I got was called Lizard Burger.
mm,
lizard.
that's
Lizard
Okay.
Burger.
that is interesting.
Yeah, but it
I don't
kind
think
of
I've
did.
ever heard of that one.
Well, it looked like meat, right? Like green marbled meat. Yeah, so
Mm.
like it was interesting. Yeah, it had an interesting color to it, the flour or whatever. It was good.
Okay. Well, yeah, I still have some stuff I picked up at a sesh, and I haven't opened it yet. But I
Hmm.
mean, I walked out of there with just buku stuff.
Mm.
Is like a warehouse, and they had not even all the vendors there. Like from the lady with the edibles, she had Doritos, she had Snickers bars, Reese's peanut butter cups. I was like, oh, you can have me bend over this table, man. It was
You're not doing that.
yeah. I love me some peanut butter now. So
Oh,
and
I
chocolate.
do too. I do too.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get in trouble for that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it was, so I only had like $5 left when I saw her. I was like, oh my god, you're the lady I came in here for. So I told her, I'm gonna catch you next time. But how much are those Doritos? It's like because I hadn't had Doritos in months. But yeah, so I might partake of those later. I wasn't trying to be too tossed, trying to put this episode together because we have some new artwork, which I'm hoping I'll be able to share with us tonight.
Give me 1 second, y'all. I'll be
Hmm.
back in like a couple of
Okay.
seconds.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, but I do have our rundown for tonight. I'm gonna see if I can get that up here. Alrighty. So we have our first story. 1 second. Uh, okay. Let's load that over here. Um, do we have comments, Malcolm? Can you
Oh,
possibly field those while I'm trying to
well, I
snatch this?
can put them up on the screen. Let me see. I can't
Okay.
read them. I can't see them.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay. Is there a word of the day? Um, Not really, but y'all can suggest one. I mean, I
Hold
just
on,
barely got a drink together.
hold on. Are y'all talking about the word of the day? I'm sorry, let me turn my camera
Yes.
Yes.
down.
Hmm.
Yeah, they would
So
they, they would like a word of the day, yes.
okay, so in honor of the boys, in honor of old father, ball gag is
Uh-oh.
the word of the day.
Ball
Oh no,
gag.
I
Okay.
don't want no. I haven't seen it yet.
That could have some utility.
Ball gag
Okay.
is a good word on its own. I don't even want to know what that reference is, but
Ball gag snag. I have
Ball
I have
gag, yes.
never dealt with the ball gag before. They kind of scare me. I
No,
always feel like,
I still want. You know what? The thing is, I still want to use one, but I haven't. And there was one person that I
hmm.
could have used one with, but they were bullshitting, and I
okay.
was like, okay, well, I was like, well, you know what? When you're over 40 plus, no, hold on. When
Uh
your
oh.
almost 50 ass learns to communicate and shit, yeah, we can do something. But until then, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
you can go on about your business.
Miss me with the fuck.
Right,
You know.
miss me with the fuckery. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand. I mean, it's like it's almost like that person that talks all this stuff. I'm about to weigh you out and blah. Blah. I'm like, okay, well,
I
and just 'cause
could.
I'm not, not just because I'm not sitting there like, oh yeah, unless it's just like that, you know,
Yeah.
um, I'm taking you at your word. I'm like, okay, bring it, and then when you don't, we have a problem.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, but
It's okay. So speaking of that, there was a
yes.
guy's video on Instagram that talked when he says he described what he means when he says I'm gonna put you through the mattress, and the
Uh-oh.
way that he talked, I was like, you are an issue for someone's vagina. I know you are.
Oh,
Because
you said a
he,
vagina, so
I mean, because he said he said coochie, so I'm assuming
okay.
he's straight.
Well,
I'm gonna go with he's straight.
yeah, you can give him that.
But I was like, sir, you got talk no jutsu down because I'm sitting over here just imagining what what you're implying and what you're saying, and I'm just like,
Hmm.
you could do nothing but just nod and just go, yes, like that's all you could do is just nod and be like, yeah.
Hmm.
Like, I get, I
Yeah,
understand. Like,
yeah. I mean, if you know a good trigger word, then you could probably
mhm.
give me a little,
Right,
I'll be
right.
like, okay, what you got then?
Right,
Um,
right.
you
Because
know,
but the way he talked, I said, "Yeah, you got that talk no just." I commented, I can't say what I want to say because I'm assuming you're straight. But
mm,
I had to nod. I just nod. Just like, yeah, you got that talk no jitsu energy. Yes, I'm pretty sure you can talk just about any woman that you want to out of her clothes, and she gonna
mhm.
wonder where they went. Like, like
Okay.
how does fall off?
It's like the panties swelled up and just fell down to her ankles, like they were
There
magnetized.
you go. And
Not,
I was
not,
just sitting there like I had to catch my. I listened to him about 5 times just to make sure. I was just like, oh, hold on, let me listen one more time. Oh, okay.
mm, mm. It's like,
Yeah.
it's wild. I mean, and it's like, if somebody actually is that open, I'm like, okay, let's play. Because I'm like, at that point, I feel like, that's an exercise in vulnerability, which tells me that they're into it.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna be, such that even if there is a pretty good connection, it could be really quite interesting if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But some of these hoes, I don't know. I don't know. Oh
Right.
gosh. Well, I guess we should probably get into the show with our first topic of the day. Give me 1 second. I gotta upload. Well, I know I uploaded. I gotta place it. This graphic, sorry. Oh, wow, that's tiny. You're not supposed to be that damn tiny.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, the tech is fighting me a little bit today. Um, but eventually I will have this down cold. It's hard to talk and do this stuff at the same time
I
with
know.
two big ass monitors staring you in the face.
I was wondering
Uh,
about that. Like, I don't know how to do that because if you're a gamer and you stream,
mhm.
I cannot play and talk to the chat at the same time.
Oh, yeah,
I'm just so so
I've been doing something like City Skylines and can't even do that.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been like I can't even sit and talk and do that my damn self.
right.
Um, let's see. Okay, we're in dynamic. I'm gonna transition this over and see if this works.
No shade, but the amount of times I've been on a date with a man and the date ended with me embracing him while he cries into my arms.
Oh, dang it. Nope. Okay. Sorry.
No shade, but the amount of times I've been on a date with a man and the date ended with me embracing him while he cries into my arms about having a positive diagnosis and how he was so afraid to tell me and really wants to continue things with me and likes me so much and hope that I will accept him and just be able to move forward with him. And I do, because I have an education, I'm on prep, and I know that HIV is not a death sentence. So it's just like, okay, girl, that's fine. Thank you for telling me. But that same man will then completely ghost me because he saw a picture of me in a dress on my Instagram. And that's not to say that people who have a positive diagnosis shouldn't be accepted for who they are. But in my mind, I'd like to think that, me dressing up every now and again doesn't amount to the level of acceptance for that. Like, I don't. And granted, that situation doesn't really happen as much because people are educated, there's more resources out there, and it's not a death sentence. But that's when I knew I was going to have a hard time dating. That's when I knew. And the fact that that's happened at least 4 times, probably more, but at least 4 times that I can remember off the top of my head, that has happened with a random date that I've encountered.
Okay.
Girl.
Where shall we start? Girl.
Girl. That is okay. In the words, if we were on the Swag Suite, that would be the girl of the day.
Okay.
Girl.
I feel
Girl.
like eventually we're going to have our own little thing because it's
Yes.
going to be something that we
Yes.
say enough times
Right.
the same way, Yeah, because I know one of mine is raggedy,
Right. Right.
Yeah, 'cause sometimes it's raggedy, sometimes it's raggedy. It just depends. But you were saying.
Uh-huh. So in the comments were not on his side on his Instagram post. And I don't know. I was like, sir, this is not the post you think it is. It's not the flex. I was just say this isn't the flex you think it is. First of all, you're comparing a what's the right word? I guess lifelong, or as far as we know, or
Mhm.
you're comparing this to a virus, that lives in someone's system for as long as they're alive.
Mhm.
Something that was back, yes, back in the day, it was a pandemic. It was like if you were of the variety of men who have sex with men, you were at high risk and you were more likely going
Mhm.
to die. Okay,
Yeah.
and we all know the history and the stigma behind HIV. Okay,
Mhm.
okay, and you are up here complaining because you think that if I can accept someone for having HIV, why can't I be accepted for being femme? And I'm just like, so you can't even compare the two together. And it's just like you're trying to force engagement or force some kind of outrage.
Yeah, it sounds like rage bait to me.
Yeah, it's
It-
rage bait. That's what I meant to say. Yes, rage bait.
yeah.
Um,
I thought of like
and
a thought experiment. It was like, it feels like he wants some sort of recognition for just knowing the facts about, you know,
mhm,
you equals you and prep.
yeah,
And I'm like, yeah, good for you. You want a cookie now? You want to
that yeah,
pass?
that
It says
part.
now I deserve, since I did this one solid for you, now you have to accept something you don't, you know, want from me. I don't get it. Yeah. It's like they have nothing to do with each other.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you don't get brownie points for being a decent person. Like, or you shouldn't, because that immediately makes you a piece of shit. Right.
Well, and I think it points out the larger issue with dating, in some aspects of our community because
Yeah.
it unfortunately it is a thing, where some people almost look at someone being too quote unquote femme as like a scarlet letter. And I'm
Mhm.
just like, that's who they are. You either like it or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And if
Right.
you don't, then don't be a dick about it. Just say, it's not a good fit or, it's cool, whatever. You don't have to,
You know,
I never understand why we have
it's
to
interesting.
tear one another apart.
I think one of the interesting things I've seen about their people's attraction to someone who might be femme is legit, right?
Mhm.
Um, sometimes people have these sorts of stories they want to tell about their guy. And if they've seen them being feminine before, it just literally cuts off any sort of attraction for them. And I'm not
Hmm.
saying that there's anything good or bad about that. I think it's also somewhat involuntary. But I think
Okay.
there's also like, um, some parts that are like status seeking. I've noticed this about like, I feel like the femme gay dude just has lower social status, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, for some people, they might be able to see past that one photo. It's like, I'm not going to be fucking you with the dress on, right?
Yeah.
Um, so I might be able to see past that photo, but now you really are like of less social standing when I introduce you to friends or, about people who know you. For some people, I should say, have this weird, like, that's a girl, that's a guy, right?
Hmm.
And they'll make
Mm-hmm.
they'll make like little hints about like, oh, what girl is that dude dating, right? Or whatever. Because
Yeah.
they usually date femme dudes.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess eventually I'm gonna get back out in them dating streets, and I have so little tolerance for the bullshit at this point. I can see myself cussing somebody the hell out and
Yeah,
just being very indignant. But maybe they earned it. There's
yeah.
always that part. Maybe they earned it. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. Do we have any more thoughts on this one? I mean, because when Thick mentioned, I was like, oh Lord, here we go. But it
We
was
do.
different than what I
Hold on.
expected. Yeah.
Uh, Hold on. We got some.
Oh,
We got a couple here about this. Hold on.
Sammy, you got a delivery coming to the house. Now, is it lettuce or tail?
Mr. Calvin says I tried a mask. Um, I tried a mask on with the ball gag attached to the it to very interesting. I even took a pic. Oh, I want to see that picture. Yes, please share.
Uh oh.
Say that again. I didn't quite understand what you said before.
Oh,
What'd you say?
he used a ball gag, but he used a mask with the ball gag in it. Um, like he's used a ball gag before. I just did. He said he took a picture. I said, yeah, I
Oh,
want to see that picture.
okay.
Sammy says, uh, my last ex ghosted me after I got my kidney diagnosed. He was HIV positive, but couldn't accept my situation. Okay, I mean sometimes that happens.
Yeah,
Um,
I
I
think
saw
that
him a year
people
after
like,
he Oh,
yeah.
so I saw
Go
him a
ahead.
year after he disappeared on me. I laid
Into his
after I.
bitch made ass
Oh
because that
yeah.
hurt.
I
Yeah, Mom,
imagine.
you gonna say something?
Yeah, I was going to say like it is similar. Your situation, Sammy, where I feel like if you have accepted someone else's situation, that you kind of expect some reciprocity.
Mhm.
But like I sometimes notice that it makes a lot more sense for someone to just dip if they can't handle sort of the adult responsibilities of somebody, whatever changes are going on in their life, because they're just like, I just want somebody fun to be around. Like that,
Yeah.
for some people, that's what they're, what, fair weather boyfriends. They're not really there for the actual life dramas, and they're
Mhm.
not trying to coax you out of the sickness or illness. So
Well, and I think, I mean, on two fronts, there are just some people that just do not know how to function in a relationship where there is a
right,
medical situation, no matter what it is. Like
right,
they are the fair weather boyfriend, as you say. They're there for a good time, not for a real time.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
right,
the other side, and I think Calvin is picking up on this as well. Um, being HIV positive and effeminate and your expression should not be equated, but
right,
for some people, they are. If not, one is worse than the other. It's kind of like with a lot of our black folks and just being LGBTQ. That's like the ultimate sin. Nothing else trumps it. It's like you can go around cutting off heads, and once you get out, you welcome back home. But suck some dick and it's a problem. Yeah, it just, ooh, I don't know. Got my nerves shook. Got my nerves shook a little bit. Ball gag, damn it.
Ball gag.
Ball gag.
The one I would get like a ball gag that has some sort of novelty to it. Like, I don't have any of these, but I saw one that was the ball gag was like a little cheeseburger. I just thought that was
Ooh,
kind of cute.
that'd be fun.
And then one where the ball is a Pokeball.
Oh,
Lord,
okay.
I have seen those. I've seen those
Yeah.
in hot straps too.
Oh my god, I'm not even a Pokemon fan, but that just seems really fun. Like just it. I don't know. I feel like sometimes people make sex so serious. You know what I mean? And so
Mhm.
something like whimsical like that would be kind of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had a couple of folks get very turned off because I was laughing in the midst of sex. I was like, but it's nothing to do with you per se. I mean, it's like
Right.
the whole situation is absurd, but I'm
Right.
sorry. It's like, I didn't mean to upset you. Didn't mean to do you like that.
Yeah, I've done that too.
But yeah, so I don't know. But yeah, yeah, I think mm, yeah, and it's interesting because is effeminacy and drag, are they the same thing? I mean, I feel like one is just it's just kind of the way you're wired. The other is a little more involved. I mean, obviously there's some programming and wiring there, but it seems like it's the next step.
Right.
So, I mean, and I've definitely I don't know too many black men that would date a drag queen,
Yeah,
Right.
there was a
which is, kind of sad.
yeah,
It's
there
like,
was yeah, they had a thing. I forgot. I don't know if call it a documentary or just a video about. Well, it was brought up with several drag queens from RuPaul's Drag Race that they date white men or men of other races because black men won't accept the fact that they're drag queens.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I
And
think
yet,
this just happens to be the patriarchy, the sort of underlying fact that even gay men have some animus toward the feminine and women in
mhm,
general.
yeah.
I think in my case, I've dated someone who did drag and was actively, like still making. I don't think he was actually performing when we were dating, but he was still, like on other people's teams or whatever when they would do performances. And so I think for me, the sort of attractiveness to me was that in his natural state, he was masculine, right?
Mhm.
But that he could make this transformation was like even hotter to me for some reason. It really was kind of hot that, um, and I thought like it takes a lot of work, and I thought it was an interesting side of his personality. Like he has
Mhm.
a hobby,
Yeah.
that's that's a really really expensive hobby, by the way.
Yeah. It's
So,
very involved
it's like
in art.
not cheap.
Yeah. I mean, it's because there's like actually on YouTube, there's a guy that produces he's a producer on a web reality series, and
Hmm,
he does some drag on the side. I don't think he performs, but he just likes to put a good beat on and and get his frock going, and he looks good. And
yeah,
and his new boyfriend is actually appreciates that about him, and actually sees him as more masculine when he does it, which is really fascinating. So I think it's
yeah.
a matter of being open. Period. Just
Yeah, I
you
think when you can see someone in their full femininity, the contrast is even greater, or at least in
know.
my eyes, when they're just being, and if their masculinity is natural and just not performative, like it's hot, kind of, because you realize like how they could be feminine, but they're not. You know?
Mhm. Yeah, I just remember that episode of Noah's Ark where
Yeah.
I can't remember the name. Alex, I think, did the
Yeah.
second or third episode. He did the episode in drag and was terrified. And and his mom was like, "Oh no, I got you." And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, I was like, I, I mean, I guess his man was like, "I don't see the problem." And and the character was already highly effeminate in the first place, so it was really interesting that he felt a pressure about that. I'm like, sweetie, you running through here like somebody's auntie, like the sassiest auntie in the family,
Mm-hmm.
and you think you putting on some makeup and a dress. Like he even said, like when they were
Right.
practicing the makeup early in the episode, he's like, I thought the best part of being a guy is you'd have to do all this. It's
Right.
just like,
Yeah.
and he didn't look at it as like yuck. He just looked at it as like, well, we just wash and wear. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
but okay, if you wanna, because
I think we do our hair. I think men do have that aspect. The guys who go and get their fade trimmed, like
oh,
micro
every
done with
week,
like a razor and shit. Yeah,
yeah.
guys have that. Yeah, and
I
beards.
know
Beards
this
are
week I was brushing my beard against the grate, and Lord, it's long. It's like it's about it's a short furrow up here by the ear. Like
Hmm.
and I said, I might need to give me an Afro pick and see just how much, because I know there's a lot down here, but it's like even up here, it's like out there. So I might, because my barber, I didn't make it this week. I ain't even try.
Hmm.
But last week I was stymied on plan A and plan B with the barber. So I just said, I guess I'm gonna stay woolly. Um, yeah, next week I might have a blowout on my face. We'll see. Because
Ain't
it's
nothing wrong
I've
with
been wanting to
seeing.
get that distance, have it drop down a little bit. Not like
Mm.
not ZZ Top now, but just but okay. Never mind. All right. So
Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with Lil ZZ though.
that's it. ZZ and his, in their day, they was doing it. All right. Although it's funny, my mom would look at that and say, that's just nasty. I was like, Mom, girl, you'd be all right. I was like, you wouldn't be that fiddle if it's tickling your cat.
Oh,
Uh, at which point she burst
well,
out.
well, yeah, well.
Yeah,
Oh god.
I was like, I mean, because one time she was cut off, I was like, because I certainly appreciate when it tickled my balls, but okay, you know. But another time for that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so last week we discussed I guess, the key learnings from the ethical slut, and
Mm-hmm.
we still had three more that we wanted to chat with y'all about real quick. And see, there we go again. It's like,
I'll be all
um,
right.
okay, yeah. So, um, what were those points? I guess the first one was the idea that that communication is a key element in your relationship. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's monogamous, whether it's negotiated non-monogamy, the reality is you cannot be in a relationship with someone and just not communicate with them. Um, and that really jumped out because I just said, there are a lot of folks that really don't talk much. Like frighteningly, they don't say much. And
Nope,
you sit
they
there
do
like,
not.
yeah, it's like, what were you? Just, yeah, I don't know. It's strange to me, like folks that are in relationships, and it's just like, so you really don't feel like you need to communicate anything to your partner. Um,
Right.
yeah, yeah. I mean, and it's just like, yeah, and actually, in this book, they argue that open communication is like survival level important in a marginalized community such as ours.
Yeah.
Um,
And we even mentioned being honest
yeah.
about when you were communicating what you want in a relationship, whatever kind of relationship it is. Be honest
Mhm.
with yourself and be honest with them. You know.
Yeah. I mean, at some point, you got to say whether you like it this way or that way. And
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, what do you think it is though that makes us feel like we cannot communicate our desires?
Um, I think it's the way we're raised. So when we communicate, when we try to communicate our desires, we don't want to be judged or looked at as weird or strange. We don't want to be like or turn our partner off. and they go
Mhm.
running for the hills because we done came up and said, "Baby, you know what? I was at work and I was thinking that we could try something." And then or I've always wanted to, do this, and they
Yeah.
looking at you like, "What?
Well, you
What?
ain't
What?
doing that with me.
Right? You gonna find somebody else for that?
Oh,
You
there he
know?
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are times where it's just like that shit's a little too wild, and I got to draw a line, and that's obviously a consent issue as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want to continue with the live version. There we go. I'm figuring it out, Malcolm. It's like, I'm editing on the fly. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, I mean, because the other one of the other things that came out of the book was the idea that for your relationship to be ethical, it has to be built on consent and honesty, not
Mm-hmm.
conformity. So the
Mhm.
idea that
Yes.
you have to say what it is that you want as clearly as possible so that your partner can actually say yay or nay to it. They
Mhm.
have you have to give them the option to say,
Mm-hmm.
you know what, I'm cool with this, let's go for it, or I don't know if I can do this. Um, yeah, I mean,
The
yeah.
interesting thing, I was having a conversation about this, and this is one of the things I've been talking about on N3 forever, right?
Mhm.
And because I've always had some difficulty with communication in relationships, and I realized it's not about communication. I'm an excellent communicator. I can talk. I love to talk.
Yeah.
the The problem is trust.
Mm.
I trust you to
Yes.
be able to handle what I'm about to tell you.
Mm.
Mhm. That's
And we
true.
actually have a rational discussion. Are you going to explode on me for telling you the truth,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
And most times in my life, the answer was usually no. Like so many times in my life when I've told people sensitive things, it really did get thrown back in my face. And so I
Yeah.
know that's not true in every case, but it's always scary.
Mhm.
And so I feel like part of my relationship growing with someone is to build a level of trust so that communication just flows. Right? Like you would love to communicate with someone who you can
Mhm.
actually trust to be able to handle what you got to say.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, and I think, this idea of being quote unquote freaky in the black community.
Yeah.
We all use the language, and there are times where I'm just like, that's just an expression. Because I do feel like, people that know me know what I mean by that, and really, that to me, freaky is being honest with yourself and the other person, like saying what it is you want or you need here, what you
Mm-hmm.
desire, and really manifesting that, and you're not going to get what you desire with someone who's not willing.
That's
Um,
Right.
true.
and I've had a couple of relationships in the past where, picking up on the last point of the book is that, each of us has to have freedom to be ourselves, but we also must be accountable for the things that come with being ourselves.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
know, it's like if you're
You have
going
to be
to,
willing to take the bad behavior. Yeah. You have to be willing to take the truth or the negative reaction, right?
yep,
Yep.
Like you can't just say like, "How can I tell you this without making you mad?"
hmm
Like that's not a thing you can do. You can't control how someone responds to something. And so I think at some point you have to just sort of accept the fact that it's probably better off even if they respond in a way I don't want them to. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
hmm
Because I always say that we also have to have emotional intelligence and emotional maturity to be
hmm
able to handle what is going to be said or done to us. Because I always tell people every day before you do that, I want you to think about do you have the bail money and do you
Mm,
have the time to
okay.
say to spare to do to what's about to happen because of what you're about to try to do and the
hmm
Yeah.
consequences behind it.
Yeah.
That's true. It's a valid question.
And most of the time they go no. Okay, so I want you to do your, your life math or your jail math or whatever math you want to call it, and really think about what you're. I know you're feeling all kinds of way, but I need you to
Mhm.
really take a breath, take a step back, take a breath, and be like, can you afford to do this not just financially, but mentally and emotionally, and maybe even life altering.
Yeah.
And if you can't afford especially in this economy, any of those things, I think you might want to pivot your feelings right now,
Exactly.
or
Ex-
pivot your actions. I can't say pivot your feelings because you feel how you feel, but you might want to pivot your actions.
That's what was that saying that people will say like don't let your mouth write a check your ass can't cash or
Yeah,
something like that.
all of that. Yep.
That's one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
That's
big one.
exactly
And I
it.
mean, it's just, I mean, it's also just like, judging, can I really tackle this penis that's before me? You know, I've had a couple of friends like, girl, okay, so I took him home and it was felonious. And I was like, felonious? They were like, hell yeah, this shit was ridiculous. And I was like, well, you didn't sample it? And I was like, you didn't rub it in the stove? You didn't do nothing with it?
not rub it,
And they were
not
like,
rub it in the stall.
like something. I'm like, I was like, how? I was like, you can't be taking weapons home if you're not trained, honey. You need firearms training for that. I was like, bitch, do you have proper lube on hand? I was like, if you were going to be a power bottom, you got to be professional with your shit.
So
I was like, you can't be no weak ass power bottom. Don't advertise the punani if it can't handle a pounding.
okay, listen. I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna move on to our topic
Yes.
here. But a friend of mine, years ago, we were in a group chat. He said, "My mama didn't raise the bitch, so I will not be denying any signs of penis." I was like, "Oh,
Okay,
okay."
girl.
He
Right.
said,
I respect that.
he said, even if I may go to the hospital, God, visit me the next day.
Okay.
I
Well,
said,
see,
I said,
Wow.
I respect a good hoe. I do. I do.
I
Um,
said, and then we go in there. I go in there, be like, okay, so what did we learn? Oh, I knew what I was getting myself into. He said, I knew what I was getting myself into. And guess what? I'll do it again. He said, I'll go back tomorrow.
I had I had one friend just got our stuff a little ruined, so I had to take
Mm,
her butt plug shopping. I was like, sweetie, if you gonna play with that on a regular, you got to just do a little pregame before that even gets to the house.
yeah.
There's just you can't have your stuff wrecked for the week. It's just not that.
Right, right, right.
It's too much. Stick out there to sample in your world. Can't be on the shelf with it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thing. She had a lot to learn.
Yeah. Mm.
But Lord, she could take some dick though.
Oh,
She got her skills up. I was like, oh, you dangerous. She was like, man.
okay.
But she had to go through boot camp to get that booty right.
Yes, I
Yeah,
love
because
it.
it wasn't. Because
I
I was like,
love
well,
it.
how big is it? And I was like, oh, you can't just sit on that.
You,
I was like,
you
you might
can't
get it
just
in, but you might be fucked up for the rest of the week.
or the day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's just the day, you're doing well. You know.
But if it's if it's for the week, ma'am,
Yeah.
chill out, chill it,
Yeah.
yeah, chill it and chill you, chill out.
Basically, just I was like, you might have to put it all on ice for it to survive. I think about Annabelle Chong, that po thing that did the first world's biggest gangbang. They had to
Mm.
pack her stuff in ice.
Ooh,
Uh,
when it was done. They had to, I mean, I was like, well, damn, I didn't know ice could do all that, but I guess you could.
Yeah.
So, all right, Uh
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
we got Sammy.
Okay. Hold on. What? Sammy
The
says. I'm
last
gonna
three
read
of
this.
his, but
Sammy says, I try to tell my bottles I'm at least two nut minimum. So don't you think about to get some quickie here. When you hear until I
oh
kick
damn,
you out. I, uh, my cardinal rule is I come, you get out. Sammy!
Sammy, do
Woo!
they at least get a little bologna sandwich on the way out the
Not a
door?
bologna sandwich. What
Something, just a
person?
little in a little Ziploc,
No,
not
one
a
guy.
fold over, a Ziploc. Now you can't be cheap with it.
I mean, yeah, one guy said he has a little treat back for
Yeah,
his sluts that come
yeah,
through.
Yeah.
He give a little lollipop on the way out the door. A little treat
yeah.
bag.
I've received a few parting gifts.
hmm
I said,
Yeah. I did that one time because someone did that for me, and it was actually nice. Um,
Sammy,
what I want
Sammy,
to see.
Sammy, a drink of water,
Sammy.
baby. Sammy.
See, they call
Uh,
that dangerous dick, Sammy. You just
hmm
killing a child, got him all thirsty. That's water is a given. I'm bringing my own water. Hell,
You
yeah, I
know
was gonna
what?
say what
Oh, go ahead,
my
Malcolm.
my snack bag had a blunt in it and a $20 bill
hmm
and
Mm.
some gummy snacks, and I promise you they come back when they're thinking about the dick when
hmm
they high.
yep.
it gets it gets embedded in your head like I need some more of that. I need some.
hmm
Yeah, I mean,
Like
it's
if you really wanted a gear, give them a blunt right on the way
yeah. I
out.
mean, because it's like now, like I have really in my heyday, I had three different hoe bags. You
Yeah.
had a quickie, you had a
hmm
okay, this could be a full evening, and you had an overnight version.
Mm.
And they've all been deconstructed. I have to rebuild them girls. I don't know what they're gonna have in them nowadays, but I look forward to that dilemma. But I just I'm like, hey. But speaking of hoe bagging, let's move on.
Hold on. Sammy said,
Oh,
"Damn, Malcolm, I'm coming to your house. I want one of your doggy
Exactly.
bags."
I
but
usually have some gummy snacks too. I found, those what are those things? Gushers. Gushers are the cure for dry mouth. Just saying, like they were invented for weed. I'm just saying, Gushers.
mm.
oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was moving to ease earlier this week,
hmm
and I came across this, and I said I must have this mat.
Okay.
And
Oh yeah.
yeah, and I said, I like
Not
this.
the whole Andy come together.
I need to get this. There's
Oh,
also a T-shirt
oh
that
my.
is that it's like ozone with an H in front of it, so it's like the
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
chemical equation is ozone. I said, all
Mm-hmm.
right now. I said, okay. I guess in my 50s, I'm embracing, at least my hoish philosophy. Now, is it hoe behavior? I don't know. I haven't behaved in a while, but
Yeah.
the thoughts are hoish. Hoish. But
No.
my question when I saw this is, are you more of a home host or are you more of an away traveler?
Mm.
Nowadays, with the wave, okay, so I'm gonna answer it because there was a wave. I think it. I don't think it goes on anymore, or I don't hear about it as much. But back at a time, there was a wave of people going to somebody else's house and not knowing that they were being recorded.
Okay. That's
So
Yeah.
when I learned, I was like, "Oh no, you gotta come to my house. I can't trust your house."
Yeah. I would think it's
understand.
even worse now. Like I haven't even thought about that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. It's real simple too. I remember one of the things that considering myself, I have low vision, and I was actually considering getting some of these smart glasses. And one of the things they do for the version that's for the blind and visually impaired is to remove the record light on the.
Oh,
I was
interesting.
just thinking, like, I don't know what access someone who isn't disabled has to those versions, but my assumption is that you could probably write a script, or if you were good enough at coding, or even use one of the chat bots to help you write a script to um, basically turn off the light so that you could record someone surreptitiously.
Yeah,
Um,
was there a case of somebody like recording a hookup? I
I'm
recall
sure
that
I've seen
happening.
I've seen a few um, accounts on Instagram that are like creep cam
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
videos. So it's basically in public spaces,
Yeah.
but then they, have an OnlyFans for their more, like bathroom stuff.
Hmm.
Uh, so there are definitely like accounts that are about, and the funny thing is, I think I have done that before where I see someone out in public and I just want like to remember that shit.
Hmm.
'Cause I was like, you know what? I'm just taking a little fun. I'm not being. I think the rule for me is if you can take the photo without making anyone around you feel uncomfortable, so that it includes even subject people who are not the subject of the photograph. So, like, if someone around you sees you taking photos of someone else, I think
Hmm.
that makes your actions inappropriate. But if you're able to fully be surreptitious about it, I think it's fine because you are in public and you're not doing anything. You know,
Yeah, the
you should
expectation of
consider.
privacy.
Yeah, you're probably in 10 people's photos that right throughout
Hmm.
the day. So
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
yeah,
there is something though that to me does seem a bit transgressive about obviously taking pictures of someone that's like where you're clearly objectifying. To me, it just
yeah,
seems really like I don't know about
yeah.
this.
That's a little aggressive, and I think it does violate some sort of um just decor. I
Hmm.
don't think it like violates consent. I don't think it's illegal, but it
No,
does make people uncomfortable, and I think makes you an asshole.
yeah, I mean, if you're gonna bend over and show me what kind of drawers you got on, and I can snap that shot, then I'm snapping it. I'm not showing
Yeah,
your face.
I just remember being in the grocery line, and this was in my Google Photos. So this is what I'm wondering about: is it like the things that can come up with AI now? Like you can search all your photos, which I have so many. But I remember finding some dude in the grocery line. I don't know what this dude was on, but he was like, I don't know, like built like a brick house and like 7 feet tall. I was
Oh
like,
my.
holy shit! I gotta think about. I just sent out to see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know they got
I
that one
remember.
model that's built like that. I think he's 6'10" though.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he's
I don't
he
know exactly how tall it goes, but
okay.
about
Yeah, he's
10,
on
15 years ago.
Instagram. He actually does do styling and all that. So he's
Okay.
always yeah. So he's like the big and tall man model. Yeah, we'll
Okay.
see him at some point. I didn't get a chance to look at his wares this week, but as you might remember, Malcolm, we have rotating segments now. We don't do everything every week, and one of the segments that we like to do is rate the fit. So it might
Okay.
be a little plus size look, or just like, or maybe just not a whole lot of anything on. Be like, you like that bikini? Whatever it is, we gonna
Yeah,
rate the fit.
yeah. You like that? You like that jock strap?
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially and I just ordered because Rihanna had a sale on Savage
Oh, I
Fenty,
saw her $6.
and I ordered probably about 6, 7 things and only spent like $30.
Yep. I
That's
saw them
good.
$6 draws. I almost, I was like, Michael.
I got them the sheer boxers and the sheer jock strap. I
Ooh,
was like, oh, I'm gonna love that jock strap. I
okay.
know I am, but
I do like a sheer jock.
okay.
Yeah, I'm loving the mesh era.
The mesh,
The
yes.
mesh era has
Hmm.
been a good time. Because even some of my favorite thirst traps, they love a mesh up,
Mm-hmm.
and they will share it with the world. I'm like, there you go. Your mama said don't be stingy with your talent.
Right.
That's right.
And when
You
she,
share that shit.
and when she started showing big boys, I was like, okay. And then one of them, I don't know if he still works there or not, but or if he's still a model.
Hmm.
When I saw him in that jock, I was like, "Ooh, okay, I see," said the blind man.
Yes. And I think
Like a revelation.
she
Hmm.
does so well with that because she's intentionally thinking about. She knows a lot of thick brothers that
Hmm.
that want to look good in their stuff.
Yeah.
So she designs it, with that in mind. Like you could look at her stuff and tell, like, that was made for somebody with a little fupa. You
Hmm.
know,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
and the women. Oh, she get
Oh,
them
them
right.
sisters,
She got them. The big girls. I was like, oh, okay,
them sisters is
okay.
stacked and ready.
Hmm.
Just you be like, let me just get some cocoa butter and just swallow and just slob you down. Now
Right.
I'm gonna pass you on to somebody else. I'm
Right. That
gonna
part.
get you
But
ready so you can have a good
I
time.
mean, shoot. I mean, look. I know I'm getting on y'all doors, but baby,
Yeah. No,
you
them
put that
sisters
on
be
for
walking
your
around.
man. Hmm. He could be like, "Where
Yeah.
you going?"
Yeah, Rihanna has done it well.
Hmm.
I mean, it's just like, and it wouldn't be the first time I've gotten the girls ready for a night on the town. So,
Mm.
it's like, yeah, at one point I was quality control for the hoes.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh, you was in charge of the girls.
yeah, I was in charge of the girls at a young
So,
age.
and for those of y'all who were born within 2000, y'all wouldn't know what that means. In charge of the girls, y'all wouldn't know, or y'all might. I don't know.
They might,
Yeah,
they,
they might.
yeah, they
It's
very,
on. It's still streaming.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it's
mean, it's
definitely it's still in the lexicon. So,
Hmm.
but
yeah.
yeah, it was, but yeah, it was wild. It was just like, at one point I was like, okay, no, you can't wear that. That don't look right.
Hmm.
And it's weird because now I have no sense of style. But like as
Mm.
a 6-year-old, I can be like, take that, get that other boa. It's like I can push it down. It's
Not
like,
no, not that one. Or y'all remember Will and Grace and Karen would be like, "You gonna wear that?" and not
Mm.
even look at, and she wouldn't even look at Grace. You gonna wear that? And then
yeah,
she go
well,
change her
hey,
shoes. And she be like, change those shoes. And not even look back, but not those. I'd be like, not
yeah.
those, honey. I was like, wait, you didn't even look back.
She's like, the ones I put in there you thought were for me. They for you, girl. They for you.
Right. Yes.
Uh, I would love Karen. She was like, hey, honey, what's that? I'm just like, wow. I
Yeah.
miss Karen. Oh, she was a good time.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so have we, I don't have an answer to this question yet.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
I used to be, I was equal opportunity
I used to be
unless
that way.
something felt sketchy,
Hmm.
you know.
Right.
But I was never terribly concerned about getting somebody out of my house, but I was concerned about getting out of somebody else's. So
Mm.
it was sketchy.
Valid. Valid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can either meet up at mine or I can meet you at Midtown. What you trying to do?
See, the funny thing is, like the people I would meet up with, who a lot of times were kind of DL, so I was never really concerned about the videotaping.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, I don't think they would ever. But I was more comfortable at home for the most part. Like,
Mhm.
um, put away your things, and I never leave them by
Yeah.
themselves.
That part.
Yeah.
And because
It's like,
listen. If you are somebody, okay, I know we need to move on. We need to get on to things, but I have to say this because
No,
there
you're
was a because there was a post about a guy. Now, and I think I mentioned this on somebody's show. I think it was Swags.
right. Okay.
Now I know, and this is another kink. There is a kink to be a anonymous cum dump. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Now, here's the thing. We understand that people have different desires. They want to embrace their kinks, desires, whatever. Cool.
Mhm.
Um, the one guy made a post saying that somebody stole his wallet,
Ooh,
something else,
okay.
because he was, up there doing the whole glory hole thing where the person comes in, stick their dick in the hole, do what they do and leave.
Yeah.
But yours is upstairs. Okay, if you have things that you don't want people to, you have your things downstairs. And first of all, if you got things that are valuable and you're gonna have activities upstairs,
Mhm.
put the valuables upstairs with you.
Yeah, they shouldn't
Right.
be downstairs. There was like, okay, so this is,
Mhm.
I know of someone that at the time I would imagine was probably may have been considered a cross dresser, eventually trans.
Mhm.
This child was turning tricks and I guess made the mistake of passing out. Um, Woke up and the trick is stole her fake ass.
Mm.
Oh
Stole her
wow,
booty. She had a prosthetic booty. The trick stole the booty.
Oh wow,
that's interesting.
I
The
wow.
hollered.
police
I,
put out there.
I said, wait, they stole the ass? They stole the ass.
Let's throw that.
I said, of all the things to take, the
I'm
ass.
pretty sure I don't know how to know if it's gonna fit.
That
Like,
part.
or can they resell it? Maybe.
I
I think it was just, I I don't remember all the details. It's been a number of years since I heard this story, but basically,
Um,
yeah. And I hollered, because it is somebody that I know, so I've tried to be at least halfway circumspect about it.
hmm
but
But
that's what I was saying. Like from what I know, people who do drag,
mhm.
that's just expensive.
It's
It
expensive,
really
yes.
is.
Well,
hmm
and I mean,
Uh,
this person wasn't necessarily doing drag. I think they were actually, they were working the block. They were on the stroll. So
oh, okay.
yeah, I mean, it wasn't like, yeah, this was just, a girl of the evening, and the trick stole her booty. I said, damn.
I said, wow, you can't even leave your booty on the ground in peace.
That's I
Apply.
said, "Now, who steals a booty?
Mm,
This food did.
Yeah,
somebody who really needed it, I guess.
I was
awesome.
laughing hysterically. But yeah, we'll move ahead. Now, Malcolm, I don't know if you know, we tend to go a
Mm.
little longer nowadays because
Hmm
we don't have Greg's bedtime. Um,
Well, hold on. We got to get through some of these comments because some of them are
oh
actually.
yes, thank you.
Hold on. Sammy, first of all, Sammy says yes, doormat.
That's fine.
um, he likes your doormat. Come on now. He says, I feel when I go to a guy's house, they are trying to keep me like some stray. I'd rather host. I've had a few who try to stay, and the answer is nope.
Yeah,
It's interesting.
hmm come on, laptop, work with me. Let me get down here.
do we come on?
Okay. Mr. Calvin says yes. Hollow Knights.
That
Yes. hmm
that's it. That was that's cultural artifact there.
hmm
You know.
I would watch it again. I watched it maybe like last year or something. It's
Oh
still
yeah.
really good. It
hmm
Oh,
holds up.
I have
It
not
really
seen it
does.
in a while, so I'm intrigued. Okay.
Yeah, it's a treat. Go back and see it. It's really good. I mean,
Okay.
it's really good. I'm just saying. I think at a different age in my life, like it hit different. You know what I mean?
And Sammy
Mhm.
said,
So
"Okay, Pookie, hey, Della Reese. Okay, you in charge of the girl?
I was in charge of the
yeah,
girls.
Girls.
I was. I couldn't have my girls going out there looking any kind of way.
hmm
I mean, I almost got my ass kicked in Manhattan because I was talking about somebody's girl.
Mm.
It was, I didn't. I was dealing with hypoglycemia,
Uh
and I
huh.
had just gotten out of a cage in Manhattan. I was at a bar,
Oh.
and I was dancing in the cage because the woman went on break. So I was like, "Girl, can I get in there?" And she's like, "Sure." So I was
hmm
in the cage. Um, I had walked Manhattan, had all of a slice of Sicilian pizza all day, and then
Mm.
you walk the whole island, and then you had a nerve to go to a club and get like a strong ass drink.
Ooh,
Toe up.
we know
Um,
you was. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was blow out, but I mean, it was so bad. It's about 4 o'clock in the morning. They taking my crazy ass to this diner over, oh God, it was across from the, I guess, is it called Friendship Park where they have the statues, the
Mm-hmm.
LGBTQ statues there? It was a diner right across the street from it, I think, or it was in the vicinity of that. It was in Chelsea, I believe, and or Christopher Street, somewhere in that area. And this pimp walked in there, and he was large and lovely. Lord, that was a lot
Hmm.
black man. He was.
Hmm.
I was like, he could have tried to put me on the stroll, and I might have thought about it. I would have been
I
like,
would have thought
what?
about it long and
I'm
hard.
getting
Like,
to look out. Maybe I can. But yeah, but I was talking so much shit about this little woman because she had on these scuffed up white boots, some hot pink hot pants, and a green halter top, and a dirty white fur.
oh,
Yeah. And I was like, how's she making no money with that? And I'm just talking to the people at my table, but really everybody in the restaurant can hear me because I'm loud as hell.
mm-hmm.
Because I'm just
Wow.
completely, yeah. And they were like, he's
So,
having low blood sugar. So he ain't quite right because that
He's
pimp
not.
got
It's like the Snickers commercial. Eat a Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry.
yeah, that was one of those days that you just don't forget. It was like, whew. But yeah, it was on the Upper East Side in a bar, dancing in the cage, child. The security guard was like, "Get your ass!" I was like, "Will you come in and get me?" I was such a tramp on that trip. And the Sam, I didn't do anything though, but I was, ooh, but I issued many an invitation, but I,
Mm-hmm.
wow.
I kept my goodies to myself. Uh, okay, Sammy, no.
No, let me go to the rest of these comments. Okay.
Oh,
Um.
I understand, though, Sammy.
Oh yeah, he said the guy had to wipe upstairs and he had to be quiet, but the guy was a loud one. We put in the basement. Mm,
Hmm. Well, again, I respect ingenuity. I do.
Malcolm, no curfew. Let,
Dang.
let your balls hang. It's Friday.
Yeah, and I'm pretty
Yeah,
certain.
I'll be all right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to move on because we're now officially in the second half of the agenda for the evening.
Hmm.
Our kink of the week is voyeurism.
Do you like to be watched? Do you like watching?
Do you like to watch? Yes.
Mm,
So,
Okay.
all the pictures I could find for voyeurism were not suitable to be shown on YouTube.
of course, we understand.
I
We
was like,
understand.
I was looking for a nice, perspective looking through a window or something. Yeah, and they
Mm-hmm.
all had penis in them, so I couldn't do it.
Because I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I said, damn it, I ain't trying to get us shut down.
Nope.
But yes,
Yeah.
voyeurism.
You know
What do
what? I so many of us have become sort of social
Yeah.
voyeurs, right? With
Hmm.
TikTok and stuff. Like, it's just so weird. Like I said, when I was getting my show together and looking at some of the stories that people are telling about their lives, it's so personal.
hmm
And like, this one woman was, it really did hit me how personal it was. She was cleaning out her childhood home after her father died,
mm,
and she is narrating it room like day by day. I watched 20 days of this woman talking about her horrible childhood. I was like, this is so personal. And watching her clean this like hoarder house, right?
yeah,
Like it was one of those, and she did it by herself because she says she was too ashamed to let anyone else in there. And
yeah,
so part of her, I guess, exorcism of this part of her past was to make a video series and post it on TikTok.
mm.
And it was, I was
It,
like, it's a lot.
yeah. Well,
It
for
was,
those that don't know, I'll give a definition. Voyeurism is the practice of obtaining sexual gratification or excitement from secretly watching other people while they are undressing, naked, or engaging in sexual acts.
Oh, so being a peeping
Colloquially,
Sammy.
colloquially referred to as being a peeping Tom. The term originates from the French word voyeur, meaning one who sees. In broader non sexual context, the term can also describe a general fascination with observing the private lives, misfortune, or scandalous situations of others, often seen in the appeal of reality television or social media. So that's exactly what you're talking about, Malcolm. I
Yeah.
think it's interesting because I don't know. I mean, obviously there's there it can become a mental health issue, and
Mm,
that's called voyeuristic disorder. I couldn't tell you
mhm.
what the DSM-5 category, things are for that, but
Right.
it is basically a thing where you basically cannot stop, and that could be the true peeping tom that ends up catching charges and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah. I was
Mhm.
just saying, like, if someone really did was diagnosable in that way, like the current social media landscape has got to be
Oh yeah,
rough.
yeah. It's
Like,
I would imagine.
really bad.
I would wonder though if just like you get like porn induced erectile dysfunction, whether you might get
Mhm.
some degree of voyeur induced erectile dysfunction, or or just sexual
That's
dysfunction.
true. Yeah, being overstimulated. Yeah, I can
Yeah,
see that.
it's
Mm-hmm.
just too common. And but I don't know.
Right.
I've not had those conversations with folks, but I would imagine it's a possibility. Or at least it's not what it used to be. Because it
Yeah.
is, you used to have to go through some changes, if you want to be a voyeur.
Yeah.
Like you might have to be the lookout at the tea room, or you might have to pay your money to get a locker at a so and so club, or or you had to go through all these changes. Nowadays, you don't have to do any of that. You just need a
And we
Wi-Fi.
didn't even get and we didn't even get to the like the Wi-Fi or not the Wi-Fi. Why you just said that the OnlyFans exhibitionists.
Yeah.
I that shit was crazy to me. Where I saw a video
Mhm.
of a person um, in the drive-through lane of a Dunkin' Donuts fucking
Mm.
I've seen.
as cars were driving by. Like you're driving around to place your order,
Mm-hmm.
and you get to the back of the restaurant, and there's two dudes just going digging out,
Ooh.
get dug out,
Yep,
Wow.
getting
and
it
drive
in.
around. And then I think it's. I mean, it was really hot. But I'm just saying, I'm just watching someone get dug out in the Dunkin' Donuts drive-through. I'm like,
In the Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru.
Mm,
Mm.
okay.
that
Mm,
is insane. I wanted to, but if you are into that, because I'm not really into it, but it was fascinating, as an anthropologist or
mhm.
studying culture.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean the sexologist in me, the psychologist in me, all those things
Yeah.
are just thoroughly stimulated by just life because there's
Mm.
just so much stuff
Yeah.
going on. Mr. Calvin wanted us to get a little toe down. He said ball gag,
Yeah.
trick
Mhm.
bitches. I just did.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh, good.
finally he confesses that he is a big voyeur. He loves the A for
Okay.
A
Well,
lives.
I'm not surprised.
I'll go watch just to see who's doing what.
Mm-hmm.
There's some
Okay.
nasty, freaky ass men in this world. I didn't know they had A lives like that. That could
Mm-hmm.
be
I
interesting.
didn't either. That's interesting. Yeah.
Okay. Now I know during lockdown, I think this was a big thing. On Telegram, there would basically be these virtual circle jerks.
Yep.
Hmm.
And I actually went into one night not realizing I thought it was just a live chat, and then I'm like, oh god, I'm assaulted by like 30 dicks, and I'm just sitting there like, oh, and I'm trying to exit because I didn't know I was supposed to do this, and somebody put me out, but I forget who
Right.
was hosting those. It's somebody that I'm familiar
That's
with
crazy.
online, but I was like,
Wow.
okay,
Yeah. you can end up in some dangerous places on Telegram. I mean, I love the app for the fact that it is free to allow you to do some things, but some very unsavory things, like even like yeah. So I'm not even gonna get into it, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's a lot.
it's some wild shit. I mean,
Yeah,
but I do think again, I don't know. Every now and then I have a thought where I'm like, I kind of understand what the conservatives are trying to say about society just falling apart. But I do think that
yeah,
this stuff has always been happening. It's just been illegal or it's been frowned upon. It's never stopped happening,
Nope.
right,
and folks are just not so eager to kill themselves because they're being denied it now. But
right.
yeah, I don't know, these folks, they just kill me with this. With the Puritanism needs to go.
I know it's like for some reason. I'll tell you one thing else I saw, and I think we may have had a discussion on a previous episode years ago. Was I'm getting into exhibitionism, not voyeurism, but kind of the same idea where what people are pursuing their kink
Mhm.
and having sex in public or whatever in a place where you want people to see you, right? The one I saw was in the exit of a parking lot, so like you're coming out of a bank or some sort of corporate building in a busy metropolitan area. You're at the end of like a ramp for wheelchairs.
Mhm.
And I think the reason he chose this spot is because he had an exit. You know, if someone was going to say something to him, there was a barrier. And he knew, yeah, he wanted to get someone mad at him. I think he was just jacking off in that regard. And he had like the most massive penis I've ever seen. I'm
Okay.
just saying it was a lot of, but just saying like, and he wanted some people to see it. I can see how that could, spark a backlash for people. But the funny thing is though, part of the reason people do that is to get the reaction that you know. And if people were, I guess, a little more chill about sex, it just would, I don't know, wouldn't be as easy to get that reaction out of random strangers. I think you'd have to, change your game up a little bit. It wouldn't go away by any means, but I think punishing people who are truly dangerous might be a little bit easier if you didn't spend so much time on people who are just,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
being a little disruptive or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just remember before I got to college, I was like, people really do this whole streaking thing. And it was
Hmm.
the case that basically every Friday, if not Saturday night at my undergrad campus, somebody's running through that bitch naked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was just, I was just like, wow, people really do this. And the whole stereotype of it being this strange looking guy in a trench coat, that was that was thrown out the window. This was basically a skinny white boy in some ankle socks and some tennis shoes, with his
Yeah.
room key around his ankle or maybe on his wrist. That was it. And
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, okay, this is some wild shit. I was like, this is what we're really doing. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm in college, yay.
Yeah,
But
no, it was fun too. I remember that. That's something we did too.
yeah,
So
I never did do it, but it would have been interesting.
yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, just never been much of an
no,
exhibition.
yeah. I think I did one. I did actually streak when we were doing something. I think it was a Halloween stunt or something like that.
Okay.
And yeah, it was like a series of dares or whatever that you had to do. And the streaking one was like from the cafeteria to the library. And I mean, they had you know a path marked out for you, but um, it was it's busy. It's like a lot of people. Like it's not. People are
Mhm.
going to see you. All I can say is it was actually a lot of fun. I mean, I was only like 19, but
Mhm.
um, it was it's a memorable thing. It's like yeah, So
Okay.
that's what you're
Uh,
supposed to do when you're stupid and young, you know.
that's true. I mean, yeah, because we had a couple of fountains around campus, so it wouldn't be surprising to see somebody, if not laid up in it, they running through it. You know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and somebody was like, "That's why you don't mess with that water. You don't touch it." I'm just like, I was like, "Well, I'm sure it's being treated." I was like, you don't smell that chlorine. I smell the chlorine. You don't
Mm.
smell it. I was like, yeah, it had some ass in there, but it's been sterilized as best they can. But
Mhm.
yeah, but yeah, just the idea of watching. It is, I don't know, there is that charge out of it. It's almost this idea
Yeah.
of you get to be naughty without being too naughty.
Now let me ask you this:
Mhm.
does it does it change if the person knows you're watching, or is there like a separate sort of level of voyeurism if the person doesn't know? You know what I'm saying? Because I remember, like cuckold fantasies where the husband wants to see their wife getting fucked by someone else.
Mhm.
I mean, that's kind of, well,
It is.
obviously, cuckoldism is a fantasy in and of itself, or a kink in and of itself, but it's kind of in the same overlapping with voyeurism, right? Because you're watching
Yeah, it's
your partner have sex, right?
yeah, I'm not quite sure which official classification it has, but it does
Mm,
combine multiple aspects, particularly if, with some husbands, they don't want to just watch. They want to,
okay, okay,
they want to consume the cream
just
pie,
babes.
or,
Mm.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
that too. Yeah, that's a good point.
yeah, and some of them just turn into full scale, buy scenes as well, you know.
That's a good point. Right.
And so, and I don't, what is the name for it when you have like a wife that wants to see her husband get banged out by some other guy? I think there is an actual name for that.
I think that's the same thing.
Is it still the same
I think
thing?
it is.
Yeah.
Well, because
Yeah.
cuckold is usually, I mean, it's typically attached to the male
Oh,
species
yeah.
because it's all about
Okay.
um,
I think it's called a. I've heard it called cuck queen,
is it
like
cuckold?
a cuck queen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Let's see. Yeah, I'll look at
cuckold. Yeah, a woman who cuckolds her husband. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully
I think it's called a cuck queen.
is it cuck queen? Okay, let's see here.
Yeah.
Uh, oh, you're right. It is cuck queen, all one word. Oh, but it's interesting because it's not double E's. It's cuck,
Okay.
Quean.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's
Interesting.
a
I've never.
woman whose
Yeah.
husband or male partner is unfaithful. In modern kink subcultures, it refers to a woman who derives sexual pleasure or psychological gratification from watching and knowing her male partner is sleeping with other women.
Mhm.
I suspect, okay, they do bring in domination submission, particularly when you're having a man have sex with another man.
Mm.
Um, and then,
Hold on, y'all.
okay,
Mm.
yeah, and then you have the pride and humiliation built in. But yeah, I'm pretty sure when we actually do that kink, we'll probably get deeper into the classifications and the depth of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did draw the next 10 kinks randomly.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we do know what they are coming up. So we've been digging a little deeper in the future. Um,
Okay.
yeah. So I think next week we're doing. I think it's praise kink, praising.
Okay. That'd be
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. It's like and so that one will be fascinating, which is probably the opposite of humiliation. So
Okay.
that'll be, I've definitely not talked about praise kink. I don't know if I've ever talked about it. But
Okay.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that'll be
No, this is the first time I've heard of it. Actually,
yeah.
that's
Well,
pretty cool.
yeah. So we'll
Learn a thing or
dive into that one, and then and I also we do have artwork. Like we have like a show rundown now, and
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been working on a little artwork, so we've been having fun with the new image generator engine. So, but yeah, do we have
Oh
any
yeah.
more thoughts on voyeurism?
I think it's a fairly healthy fantasy. You
Mm-hmm.
know, as long as you're not violating consent laws.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems like fun.
Okay.
I know
Keep
that there
asking.
are people, like I said, videos of people who are, you meet the right exhibitionist, you can be their voyeur. Where I saw someone who they just always have sex with their window open in hopes that
Mhm.
someone
Mm-hmm.
will, want to look at them.
Oh
And
yeah.
you also,
And there is danger of criminal prosecution for things like that, but for the most part, I don't know. It seems kind of because you have to approach the house. Like the house is not like right on the street, right?
Mhm.
So if
Oh,
you're
okay.
walking by, or you might see,
A foot up,
these people having sex through the window. Yeah, and you can just keep moving, right?
basically, because
Um,
you got to walk up on their property. They mind their business.
right,
Yeah,
right.
and you asked that question earlier about it kind of straying into criminal territory. I would say that yeah, there's a different satisfaction and gratification that comes out of that, um,
Yeah.
because and it's typically. I mean, it could be a lot of different things. It's often a trauma response,
Hmm.
from it just depends on what their history is and how they utilize a practice because some folks really do get pretty into it. You have those pairings, as you say, where you have an exhibitionist that's paired with a voyeur, and they really are in
Hmm.
seventh heaven. And I'm like excited whenever they found one another. I'm like, yes, you found your person. Good. I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
There was a guy down in the neighborhood who had an apartment who was like, you could walk right by his window. And he'd have a shade down, but not all the way. So you could always
Right.
catch a little something if you wanted to see it. He is sitting. And I was just like, where he go? I was like, it was nice to get a little titillation while on my way to the stove. Um, yeah, I mean, like, because I walked
Exactly.
by that window and I was like, it's dark in there. Like, where is he? You know,
I never quite understood our need to censor sex so heavily, other than to protect people from sexual predators, I think, or confusing this idea of sexual, gratifying sexual kinks or whatever, strange fantasies you might have versus actually injuring someone. Because when I think about that when I look at entertainment and how we rate movies and censor
mhm,
um, sex way more than we do say violence. Um, I think that there is a place for both, but like it just doesn't feel balanced, right?
yeah,
Um, Seeing someone's genitals is not harmful; it's normal, right? Like natural, but at the same time, inappropriate for children. So, like, why is it that movies that are sexual in nature are never shown in theaters?
yeah,
An X-rated movie just doesn't exist because it will not find an audience. Um, to me, that's just kind of weird because um, sex as as a topic beyond just sexual gratification has a lot of interesting story elements, emotional arcs that you can have that are very explicit, and when we can't have those nice things because we're so sensitive about, oh, it's a boob.
yeah.
Like, the children have been injured by
Their eyes are
a
scarred
nipple.
forever. Um, whatever will
Not to
we
say that not to say every human in this world has probably had some form of a nipple in their mouth at some point.
at some
You know,
point get lucky? If they
so,
didn't, their mama didn't love them like she needed to.
and
You
even
know,
if they didn't love them like that, they probably put a rubber nipple in their mouth, right? So
yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess is that still? I think that's still considered a nipple.
Yeah. So like, how is that? How is that like an emergency thing when like the wardrobe malfunction happens? It's like, oh my god, what do we do?
Yeah, you like, it's like the whole Janet Jackson Super Bowl titty thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm still
what
the
is y'all?
Mhm.
Like, yeah, just like what did? Anyway,
They
I,
what to
called
do?
it. They called it Nipplegate.
that's right,
Yeah, they did.
and they tried to ruin that woman.
They really did. Her career really did stutter for a long time
It was
because
interesting. I
Okay.
just figured the albums weren't that good, but I didn't realize it was such a coordinated effort to shut her down.
oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah. When you think about it, it's like, well, of course, it's like, but at the time, you're just like, really? Did they? Oh God, I guess they did do that. It just didn't.
they really did.
Yeah, but I said, okay.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I
Hmm.
read a lot about it, sort of, post, you know, maybe it was almost 15 years before she was touring again. So,
Hmm.
and then she had an album. Yeah,
Yeah, ain't no telling. Ain't no telling.
yeah.
Yeah. So, did we have any closing thoughts on the voyeurism before we move to our next segment?
Not really.
No.
Um,
Okay. I'm.
we have comments.
Do we have? Okay, great. We'll take a look at those.
Hold on. Okay. I wish I used to watch my next door neighbor jack off because what happened?
Oh,
It
well, all right.
switched. Okay, hold on. Because our living room windows were lined up, he would do it late at night, and it had a nice piece. I was so sad when he moved away.
And you be like the person giving you a good show, you want to respect, their effort,
hmm
and most definitely, yeah. Okay.
um, JT did warn us he would have us naked by the end of the song. Funny.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Well, we
Hold
was
on, hold
that.
on. Got this way.
Let's see. A couple
Sammy.
more.
Uh, one summer at band camp.
We do it. Oh, Sammy, I love you. Uh-oh, a slip and slide.
Well, you know what the
Yeah.
game made it turn into gay naked slip and slide contest. Guess who won? Yours truly, Sammy. Okay.
Now, what were you sliding on, Sammy?
Or in.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'm not even sure where to find them now, Mr. Calvin. He had the last comment, but we'll get to him. Uh,
hmm
let's see here. Oh, okay, you read that one already. Okay, do we want to do Mr. Calvin before we move into our next segment?
Yeah, hold on. Let me get to him.
Okay.
Um. Okay. Mr. Calvin said, "I love to watch and yes, the Telegram Super Trust be fire. I like a good mutual cam jack session." Okay.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna try out something new. This is an idea that I had. At the conclusion of our discussion of the kink of the week, we are going to do what we're calling a kinky tale. Here's some preliminary artwork.
Okay.
Um, and this is basically, well, it could be the three of us if Malcolm wants to participate, but we'll basically improv a story where we're alternating sentences. So whatever the person says before you, you work with that and you move the story forward. Our tale this evening will be a tale of voyeurism. Everybody understand?
Mm-hmm.
Malcolm's like, I
Oh
don't know
boy,
about this.
I
I
gotta
thought,
see how this works. I like
huh?
the idea. I just don't know how it's gonna work. We have to
It'll
see.
be interesting, especially if you're drunk. And
Right.
That's when it gets real crazy. So we'll see how it goes tonight. But we're piloting it. So who would like to start? Shall I start?
Yeah.
Okay. As soon as I left the airport, I jumped in an Uber and headed to the leather bar.
Mm-hmm.
Next
Okay.
sentence.
You just okay. Which one? Who
No,
do?
you're
We're the order
continuing the
original.
story. You can go
Oh, I
next.
got it.
Yep.
Okay. He's in the leather bar. Oh God, I'm so bad.
Enter the
Okay, give me. Enter the.
What do you see?
Um. Okay. As I enter the leather bar, I see three. See leather daddies sitting at the bar, lit. Um. I see three leather daddies sitting at the end of a bar. A bartender taking their orders, and a mirror behind, um, showing the different liquors that are available. I walk up to the bartender and order
Just one sentence.
a Long Island iced tea. I don't know. I
Oh,
guess.
oh, oh.
All right.
Malcolm, Malcolm about to give us a paragraph.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not good at it, but he done took it over.
Oh,
All
well,
right.
my bad. I was just trying to think of a. Yeah, you walk in.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's cool. What you got, Thick?
So
Okay.
I walk into a leather bar, and I see the bartender with
Well,
as
no,
his
you
chaps
continue
on.
from what Malcolm left off.
Oh, I can see. Oh, okay, okay. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah,
That
I
you just
thought
bought a
okay,
drink
okay. He just bought a drink.
yeah, the Long Island iced
and
tea.
you're at the leather bar.
Okay. Okay. After I bought my drink. There is a pup behind the bar, uh, sniffing and grinding at the bartender's crotch.
That was really hot, but it wasn't quite what I wanted to see tonight.
Oh, I'm
Reached
sorry.
in
I
my
thought this was
pocket.
about okay.
No. I'm
Oh,
continuing the story.
okay.
Okay,
Mhm.
so that was, the grinding pup was really hot, but it wasn't what I had in mind tonight. I had my eye
Oh,
on the leather daddies,
oh, the
and I
letter
reached
does.
in my pocket to
Okay,
get my
okay,
cash.
okay. Sorry, I will divert.
Yeah, story pivots. You can,
Mhm.
like,
They there, yeah.
yeah.
There's still three
So
leather daddies at the bar sitting
still at the
Yeah.
there.
bar,
You got
Yeah.
the bartender and you got the pup sniffing his scratch and
hmm
Okay.
a drink in your hand.
Mhm.
and
There you
and the storyteller is now passed on to Malcolm. He just reached in his pocket and got his cash.
Mhm.
What does he do?
go. Ooh, is that my turn?
Yeah,
Oh God, I'm so bad. So,
the theme is voyeurism.
hmm, I'm reaching in to get my cash. Am I paying for my drink? Is that what I'm doing, or what?
You
I'm
decide.
quite. Oh.
Yeah,
uh, I guess I hmm.
would you like a little help?
Yes, please. I'm lost.
The leather daddy closest to me smiles just a little bit as I'm rummaging around in my pocket. Not necessarily to grab my dick, but I want to pay him some money to fuck somebody.
Mm.
And I want to watch it.
Okay, that's hot.
It's way better than I could. I'm too timid for this. Uh,
He can't
okay.
have sex by himself, so who is he going to watch the guy have sex with?
Okay.
Does he pick one of the other daddies, or is there somebody else that you want to have to see him have sex with?
Hmm.
Don't think about it too hard. It's fantasy. What do you see?
Okay. I think when I think leather daddy, I think the vests, jocks. Uh, so I'll say that I point to the person in the red jock strap
Okay.
uh, with the black leather vest, I guess, and say, "Yeah." I guess that's what I can say.
Okay.
How
Now,
about that?
preceding that, Sammy said one daddy was a redhead, one was a bald black daddy, and the third was a blonde muscle daddy. They all gestured to me when I ordered my drink. So that kind of,
Okay.
you know. But up to
Okay.
you, Vic,
Hmm.
leaving off with the red jockstrap.
Okay.
See
I
what
go to
daddy
the I go to the daddy in the red jockstrap and say I have a proposition for you.
Mm. And daddy says to me, "What you want, boy? You want this dick in your ass?"
Mm. Is it still my turn?
Okay.
Nope, it's Malcolm's turn.
That's gonna
Okay.
be my turn. Why you leave that on me?
Are you dropping out, Malcolm?
No, I'll just say yes, sir. How about that?
No, he's a voice echo, remember.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay, well,
um,
actually, that could still work
okay.
if daddy's banging him out and he's watching some other people have sex.
Okay.
Your turn, Thick.
Mm. So I say yes, and the little daddy scoots closer and puts his arm across the seat behind me and says, "I'm listening."
Mm. I take my hand out of my pocket, and as I'm sitting down next to him, I make sure to place my hand on his thigh, close to the
Mm-hmm.
hip, and let it linger a bit.
Mm-hmm.
He uh, places his hand down the back of my pants, exploring my ass.
Okay.
Mm. And as he's doing that, I say, "You ever been watched while getting fucked? I mean, while fucking."
Hmm.
And
Okay.
Sammy added that while all this is going on, the pup behind the bar asked to sniff my crotch, which I gladly obliged him when we were done.
Mm.
Okay.
Oh no, actually no, he okay, the pup crawled over and
Okay.
dove into his crotch while the daddy's has his hand down his ass
Mm-hmm.
and made his dick throb. Now it's my turn. At this point, I'm really hot, and I say to the daddy, I have a paymaster fetish, and I want you to fuck this boy to pieces, and I will give you $500 for it.
Uh, uh, why is this so difficult for me? This is
I
crazy.
don't know, because I know you're a sexual being.
I am. It just feels embarrassing to say it out loud for some reason,
Okay.
which is fun.
We're breaking down barriers.
Breaking down barriers. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, hmm.
Sammy offered.
Let me. Yeah. What did he say?
Sammy said, then that daddy moved my hand from his high thigh to his dick. It was already hard. He said, let me know when you want some.
Okay. Okay. Wait.
I
This is getting a little.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you got to keep the rhythm
Different
going.
branches.
Yeah, and
Right.
it's getting a little branched off a little too much.
Hmm. So reel it back in.
Um, because now we're on the he offered him $500. That's what we're focusing on,
Yeah.
Sammy. Um,
Yeah.
in the pup.
I didn't
Okay.
understand.
Huh?
So am I paying? Are we paying the person
we're offering the
Who?
daddy $500 to dick down the pup
Yes.
Okay,
and possibly
and we're
others.
waiting for it, and so we're waiting for his response.
Yep, his
Yes.
response is now
Okay.
to Devin or Devon.
Um. Okay. Offering $500 to fuck the pup. Why? Damn it! I even I, so I got so off track. Uh.
Shall I
uh
model this?
yeah. Yeah. Just
Okay,
get me.
it might be. Well, no, Malcolm writes too, though. He
Yeah.
just
No, yeah, I think this is
yeah.
a really good exercise in the sense that you have to think off the top of your head and not
Yep.
criticize yourself so
Mhm.
instant, you know.
Okay.
And I am really bad at that. Self criticism, especially like speaking out loud. Like,
Yeah, you just gotta just go with it. So
yeah,
basically, okay. So I'll talk for a bit and then I'll pass it on. Um, the daddy grins at me and says, "I don't do little boys. I only do grown men."
Mm.
He snaps his fingers, and the redheaded daddy comes over and drops down to his knees. I didn't realize this was a sub daddy playing over here, but he was. And he was like, "I'll fuck him for free." And I said, "Bet, where's the dark room?" So they go to the back in the dark room. The pup decides to keep his head buried in my crotch and eventually pulls my dick out and gets to work on it. Meanwhile, the submissive daddy is bent over a ooh uh, a horse. I can't think of the name of it. A bench. Yeah, bent over a fuck bench, and his jockstrap is stretched out wide, and the daddy has not a grip on his hips, but on the sides of his chaps, just snatching them, pulling them back. And he said, "I'm taking you dry, no lube."
Mm.
oh,
Start that fire. Mm-hmm.
And then he
uh,
turns to that. He turns to me and said, "You like that? You want him to yelp, or do you just want him to enjoy it?"
Um. Yelp.
So we make the dog bark. Hmm. At which point, Daddy comes out of his jacket with a pup mask and places it on the submissive daddy's head and says, "Now, bitch, get down here and lick my boots." On to you, Vic.
Okay. Um. So he gets down and begins to lick his boots, uh, while fingering his hole.
Okay, Malcolm.
hmm, hmm, uh, I can't think right.
Okay,
Uh,
let's stop there. We'll get better at this in time. But this is an exercise that we often do in my writing group. Well, not often. We've done it in my writing group a couple of times where we'll basically we'll actually write poetry this way. So the first
okay.
person will read a sentence, and then the next person in the order basically continues, and it just goes around the table a couple of times until you've basically found this poem in all of this. And it can be challenging because you could have a particular storyline going, and then all of a sudden, one of the writers decides to pivot it in a totally different direction.
Yeah.
You know, so but we'll have fun with that. I suspect. And Sammy said that you need to embrace the warm, sticky waters.
Of course, he say that.
This will be
Uh,
therapeutic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doing
yeah,
things
this is.
outside your comfort zone.
Hmm. Yeah, and I mean it's difficult to also to come up with erotica on the fly. It may not
Hmm.
seem like it, but I was struggling a little bit too because I
Hmm.
was visually I'm trying to show, because it's almost like you want to give like a paragraph at a time,
Right, right.
have a complete idea, and that might be. Vic and I we'll talk and see how we want to do this going forward. But
Yeah.
but the idea of just by this point in the show, we will have been here for at least 90 minutes. Whatever we sipping on will have kicked in, and it'll be
Hmm.
off the press tomorrow.
Yeah, that's just true.
Yeah. So, but this was just some concept art that I put together with our friend ChatGPT with their new image
Yeah,
generation engine. Um, and so we'll continue working on it, and we'll get
yeah,
nice and dirty. The fun part is when you actually have a record of them and you can actually go back and look at it and be like, oh my, and
yeah.
yeah, because I'm writing erotica as well. So,
Okay.
I have like a 7 novella sequence as part of a fuller story. And so, for me, this isn't that far out of the strike zone. You know,
Yeah,
yeah. I don't normally. Well, yeah, I don't normally write on Friday nights. When we're done, I usually lay down because, you
yeah,
know, yeah. But we'll see. But okay. But I guess we shall move forward now. I believe we are at the. Oh, okay. Yes, we have another segment here. Apparently, Megan Thee Stallion is in the news and got the children upset once again. Megan had the audacity,
Mm.
ain't she bad? She had the audacity to say that her steamiest lesbian experience was with a female celeb, and she said it was the best sex of her life, and throws some shots at the men who cannot perform.
Oop.
She said, "Baby, let me keep it all the way real. The best sex I've ever had wasn't with any man, it was with her. That gorgeous actress with the perfect body and those soft hands. She had me shaking, dripping, screaming her name in ways no dick has ever
mm,
matched. Women
Mm.
just get it. We know how to tease, taste, and fuck you slow and deep until you forget your own name.
Oop.
Some motherfucker called themselves men can't even last 2 minutes. Then they
Oop.
pop pills and look for who to injure. Get yourself a woman and stay away from these niggas who need drugs to prove themselves in bed. Women are
Oh.
just better, softer, wetter, nastier, and way more skilled. Once you go girl, you never go back. Sorry,
Oh.
boys, stay mad. End quote.
Oh.
that's
Okay.
pretty good.
Megan. Okay.
Mhm. Now, I
Mm.
would entertain. I would add Megan to my very limited list of women I might try to cross over for
Mm-hmm.
because it's Queen Latifah and Serena Williams. And
Oh
now
no!
Stallion. I would probably, I'd at
If you
least play
stack,
with a titty.
unfortunately, I don't know if you've seen Serena recently. Like she's lost a lot of weight. I don't know what that's about, but
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I
anyway,
mean she's gonna lose because actually
yeah,
Serena
she's not.
is thick. Like when she was
That's why
playing,
I
she
liked
was.
about her so much. She's not thick anymore. She's not thick anymore.
Well, I mean, yeah, she's
It's,
on the other side of 40. Stuff
but I
starts
was,
to thin out.
I think because
Yeah,
she retired too. I mean, she's probably not, working out like she used to. But
yeah, she's still hitting every day, but
yeah, okay.
yeah, she's still in better shape than most. But yeah, she's not in her conditioning when she was dominating, put men to shame in some
I
cases.
know. I mean, she was. To me, Serena was like the proof that this idea that trans people can't play in women's sports is stupid because a woman can just whoop your ass. Like,
Right.
I don't know what you're talking about. If you Serena Williams, she wasn't the best woman tennis player ever. She was the best tennis player ever. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
She put
Yeah, I
some of
mean,
these men to
early,
so
shame too. Yeah.
yeah, early in their career, she and Venus would play, sets against men that were like ranked in the hundreds, and they might get a game or two. But again, it's I think if you actually account for the biological constraints, yeah, I would say that Serena, if she were a guy playing the way she plays, it would be kind of devastating.
Yeah.
basically.
She could just unload on your ass from anywhere. The closest thing to her is probably Carlos Alcaraz right now, with just the power he has
Mm,
to hit winners from anywhere on the court, and the fact that he can chase down anything. I mean, that was the thing. She hit the ball the hardest with the most
hmm
consistency, and she was one
Right.
of the quickest players out there. And
Right.
as good as her offense was, her defense was just as good. Like,
Right.
yeah, Richard knew what he was doing with that.
hmm
Although she had to get some more coaching to really get there. But
Right.
but what do we think about Megan?
I love it.
Okay. Okay. Look, if she's having the best from a woman, then hey, good for her. I mean, kudos to her. All that. But I also think she is saying and doing all of this is because of what happened with her and Clay, and
Yeah.
also the reaction that she's gotten from men.
Hmm.
I think it's part of her being a little petty.
And I'm not mad.
Me either. Me
you
either. Because
know,
I'm like the way they dragged her, the way they treated her when when Clay was cheating on her and they broke up. My thing is y'all are praising Clay, which I hate,
which is
and then but
ridiculous.
y'all mad at Megan like, oh, she must have did something. I'm sorry. No, and nowhere in any universe can you do something to the point where somebody cheats.
Yeah, and I mean, and it seems ridiculous to give her a hard time for falling in love.
Right.
It's like he came at her in a way that was serious, and he wanted to build something with her, and instead, for whatever reason, we don't know why, he decided not to do that. And I think, I don't mind her popping off at this point because there's still people that were giving her a hard time after Tory Lane shot at her feet,
Yeah.
or shot her feet, which was just ridiculous. So the reality is, I think Megan is just too liberated for a lot of people to feel comfortable with her.
Yeah.
Right.
I just remember when like Beyonce had her song "Grown Woman,"
Mm-hmm.
and some guy was like, this is the problem. I'm just like, these women don't know how to act and they don't behave, and I was like, sir, I was like, are you telling me you didn't look? Because she got all that ass and she's shaking it. So are you upset because you can't access that, or because she's not under your thumb? Like, because he's saying that she's trying to make girls do all these other things. And I'm like, that's not what she said.
Nope.
Yeah.
She's talking about herself.
Right.
You know, but
Yeah.
yeah. Hmm. Yeah, Sammy said, Clay, Serena displayed the thought that thick black girls couldn't play tennis. Those thighs was on fire like the ball she hit. Yes, they were.
Mm-hmm.
And
hmm
I used to play every now and then in the same tennis facility that Venus and Serena did when they were kids. And
No.
they were kind of scary back then. It's like,
Right.
I was like, they were,
They were dominating since they were teenagers,
yeah,
but
I mean, but they were
it's crazy.
actually, I would say maybe 8 and 6, because Serena
Oh
was an
wow.
itty bitty
Yeah.
thing back then. Like they were not,
hmm
and Richard had the small laundry basket full of tennis balls, and they would hit serves and they'd hit ground strokes, and they'd pull them, they'd get them all pulled back in the basket and then do it again. Um,
Yeah.
they used to play at Compton College, and I used to go up there because my stepmom's house was up the street from there, and so I'd go play over there about 4 or 5 days a week. I'd go practice over there, and they were there.
Yeah.
Not every day, about 2 or 3 times a week they were there, if I remember
Mm.
correctly. Yeah,
Oh
but it
nice.
was remarkable to watch them at that age. I was like, I don't know who these girls are, but damn, it's like
Yeah.
I was in high school and they probably would have beat me.
Oh yeah.
They're more consistent than I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
some,
okay. Well, I think we have arrived at our parting words for the brothers this week. If I can find it. Oh, here it is.
Here is style advice from a guy that's a little bit chubby. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't wear. People tell me I can't wear these jeans because I'm too fat, but I wear them all the time. Style advice from a guy that's a little bit chubby. Here is style advice from a guy that's a little bit chubby.
And and also it can be part of our rate to fit.
Okay.
He'll come up there and be like, "Here I am again with the outfit for the Dick Brothers, the Husky Brothers," but yet you out here in your underwear, things just moving in the front, in the back,
Mhm.
and you just all thick and luscious. I was just like, "Ooh, okay,
What
all
is that?
right."
Have you guys heard of Melanin Rex?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Oh, he's this actually you probably as he says, don't let the physique fool you. He is a blurred,
Oh yeah.
but he
Mm-mm.
Oh,
basically
okay.
models underwear.
Mm,
And
mm,
he used to be on he do try-ons and he's on YouTube. But
mm-hmm,
if you watch him on Twitter, you get the more uncensored version.
mm-hmm.
And it's it's nice. It's like,
Oh, there's a Twitter version.
oh yeah.
Oh, I need, yeah.
Oh
Send
yeah.
that in Telegram.
Yeah, let me pull that up now. I'm pretty sure. I think it is Melanin Rex. I follow him, so I haven't. He
Yeah.
hasn't popped up in a long time, but yeah, he's like, don't get it twisted. I'm a nerd geek. I'm just buff.
Mm-hmm.
He's into
Uh,
video games, um, anime, manga, manhwa, which I've never heard of, novels, and sexual freedom. I do believe he is actually straight, but like that matters. Uh, so, so, but yeah, he's nice. So I will
yeah.
put his link here on Telegram for y'all, and y'all can check him out when the opportunity presents itself. I'll put him in the
Yeah.
VIP group because what's wrong with the traffic.
Oh, hold on, y'all.
Okay, all righty. So I think we are coming to the end of the day. Um, we thank Malcolm again for popping in and joining us. An unexpected surprise. And now we're going to run through the rest of the network and just kind of let you know what's coming up. So tomorrow is Greg doing a show? I understand he's on vacation.
I, I think so. Yeah, he's in. Yeah, yeah, we'll say yes. We'll
Okay.
say yes.
So tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard, the talented Mr. Drayden will be hosting a Saturday sit down from an undisclosed vacation location. So be sure to check out Greg, especially the Black News, which is always a good time. And then the next day, my co host and the Blur Council doing their thing. Do we have a preview at all for the upcoming episode, Thick? Uh oh.
I think
I think
he
he
had
stepped
that.
away. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, be sure to check out the Blurred Council Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard. Always a good time. If you are behind on your viewing, be sure to catch up on that before you try to tiptoe in there because they will spoil some things for you, I'm sure. All righty. And then our fearless leader, Malcolm, has his Bearcast also. Actually, that was earlier today. Those come out earlier on Friday.
Yes.
Um, yeah, and I just saw one that just got posted earlier today as well. So I'm slowly
Yeah.
catching up. But on Monday, if I can find, there it is, we have Malcolm and Greg hosting the lunchtime tete a tete around 4 p.m. Eastern Standard, which is lunchtime for us on the West Coast and just about time to get off work for the folks on the East Coast. But
Yeah.
Yeah, check out the wheel of drama and comedy, and oh no, that bitch didn't. Um, it's always a good time.
Pretty much,
Always a good time.
yes.
And then on Tuesday, we have the Elder Bear, Swagalicious, doing his thing and his panel on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He is sure to trigger you with something from these TikTok streets because he be in them, but he be in charge of the
Yeah.
girls. He ain't working. He be in charge of the girls. Okay, and those be the girls, you know, with kitties and bitties. And so be sure to check him out. One of the stalwarts on the panel is, in fact, the Double J, Mr. Move Them Ease. You can find him on Instagram and also on Facebook. And if he ever shows up on Twitter, it could be a problem. I'm just saying. That's all that's all I can say. Show up there, it could be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you need a little healing or intellectual stimulation, drop back in on Wednesday evening and check out the Philosopher King, Mr. Malcolm Travis, and his band of merry columnists, or actually, no, panelists. Panelists, yes. So he'll be sure to bring something to educate, to titillate, and to also just help you chill out a little bit after the wild time the night before. The Diggler is still on hiatus until July, but you can check out old episodes on YouTube. And you can also check out the podcast that he and his adorable husband Shannon do on, I believe it comes out on Fridays, early in the day, if I'm not mistaken. You can see the video podcast on YouTube, or you can actually catch them on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, or pretty much any platform that you get your podcasts on. They should be there. And, oh, was there something I missed?
Nope, I think you got everything.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
And the website is still under development, but if you're like, where do I catch this? Particularly if you're not watching us on YouTube, and you're like, where in the world are these things? You can go to mailmediamindlive.com to find the archive of episodes. And then, of course, next Friday, we are back here again. We have to update that. It's like,
Yes,
it's still,
it
you
is
I'll be
know,
good.
sending you. We'll get it. We'll get it done next week.
actually, I'm gonna give a preview to the children because
Okay.
they can't say Uncle Pookie is stingy. He does share with the children. So this one, we believe you to be that one. And as Greg likes to say, if they haven't said they love you, we do. Oh, now why is everything covered up? It's like, I don't understand. I'm on the dynamic screen, and it's like, no, we're not giving you that. Um, okay, so I can't figure out how to make it go away, and I'm tired. Um, but yeah,
Happy.
so I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, it's weird. I can't get it, but it's probably that's see. Okay, that was my fault. That's tragic. All right, but Nike said just do it, so I just did it. All right, we'll see y'all next Friday, and depending on how crazy next week is, I might be able to pop in on one of the other panels. We'll see. I don't know.
All
I've
right.
been bad lately.
All
But
right.
again, enjoy. We'll catch y'all next
Bye,
week.
everybody.
Bye bye, y'all.